Our Global Flexible Fund delivered a return of 5.4% in the 3 months to June. That's around 1.25% ahead of its peers. In the 12 months to June, the fund delivered a little over 24% in dollars, about 5.5% ahead of the peer group and in line with its strategic benchmark. Asset allocation added modestly to performance in the quarter. Our decision to retain an overweight in equities proved to be the correct one, although our more substantial underweight position in bonds was largely offset by the cash holdings in the fund. Underlying equity selection remains the key driver of returns. We added a little over 100 basis points in gross alpha relative to the MSCI World over the quarter, and more than 400 basis points over the 12 months to June. Blackstone, which has been a long-term holding in the portfolio, was once again the top performer in the fund, with contributions also from the likes of Moody's and Roche. Cognizant, which is an IT services company, was the only notable underperformer. In terms of the positioning and outlook for the fund, we remain underweight bonds. We did take some profit in short duration investment grade credit during the quarter, with a substantial narrowing of spreads over the course of the past year. When we first introduced credit into the portfolio, we were able to lock in fairly attractive gains, and the proceeds were put towards extending duration, largely through longer dated US treasuries. We remain overweight equities, although it's fair to say this could probably only be justified in a relative sense. And it's fair to say also that the valuations of most asset classes we look at are at relative extremes, and therefore a continuation of positive developments on both the vaccine and economic growth front, as well as further earnings upgrades through the second quarter earnings reporting process period, is really required to sustain performance, not to mention the maintenance of relatively accommodative monetary policy. And for that reason, we continue to diversify the fund holdings, and I would say the fund remains relatively conservatively positioned.